What's going on, guys? This is Njoku, sneaker principal, and I keep getting this question from parents. Actually, I've been getting this question for years, and now that I am in this Facebook space and different platforms, I keep getting the same question: how do I support my child with math? Um, and and it's let's be honest here. Most of us we're more likely to say I'm not a math person than say I'm not an English person or I'm not a history person because math can be complex. It can be intimidating. And the biggest reason for that is because the way we were taught math, we weren't taught to master math. We were taught to pass it. So for generations, we've had children who've just been pushed to pass. What does pass mean? Whatever that number is, that it's not failing. So like in New York City, 65 is passing. So we get 65, we move on to the next subject, but we never ever get a good grasp of the material itself. So I'm going to show you one of the tools that a teacher of mine showed me years ago, and I've actually used as a principal in several of my schools. And this particular tool, it's a website, it's an application, it's worth millions of dollars, but it's free to you and everyone else in the world. So I'm going to show that to you right now. Let me see here. Here we go. This is my phone. You know, man, I'm sharing. I'm bringing you into my world of my apps on my phone, and what we're looking for right here is this application down here called Khan Academy. Okay, some of you might have heard of it, maybe because your school uses it, but have you as a parent been taught how to use this tool for your own child's benefit? You know, to cut out the middleman and really become the 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 principal. You know, the principal instructor in your child's life when it comes to mathematics. So great thing about this is that you can set up an account for yourself as a parent, set up an account for your child, and then connect them too, so then you can actually monitor your child's progress in through the app. The app itself covers multiple subject areas. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So look at this. Khan Academy offers everything like subjects in math, from everything from early math review, kindergarten math, all the way into look at this differential equations, linear algebra. We're talking about like college level mathematics in here, you know, and it covers everything, even AP courses. So in this case, for the sake of of this conversation, what I've done is actually I have pretended to be I am pretending to be a student who is actually has a a course has been set up by my parent, and what I'm doing is arithmetic, basic adding, subtracting, division, basic number awareness, fractions, and those things that you need to be able to do high level math, right? So you see, I have this thing called test class, and the great thing about this is I set it up for myself as a parent to a child. I have on here by June 8th, 2023 for this subject in arithmetic to be completed. So it can happen as quickly as I want it to happen. It can happen as slowly because we all know that not all children learn the same way. So this is why I set up this way, right? The other thing too I want you to know about this is this whole entire setup here is really based on, let me see if I can find it. It's based on mastery. Can I see? Okay, so the purpose of all this, if you see here on top, it says it has points. I've completed 12% of the course. It says mastery points. The purpose of this setup here is about mastery. It's not about passing. It's not about I think he or she can do it. Or look, they're able to do it. You know, they know enough. No, it's about re-owning the content and making it yours, so that forever and ever you will always know how to do this thing, so that as you move on to other subject areas in math, you're never falling behind because there's something that you never learned in the past that you needed to learn. So that's the great thing about this. So if you can see so far, I've completed introduction to multiplication. So I have my 700 points out of 700 points, and where I'm at right now, I am working in one digit multiplication. And the great thing about this is that I can literally test out of all of these things if I already know it, and it will keep doing that until I get stuck in a particular area. Then it will help me. So, for example, now let me see here. Up next for me. So this is where I'm at right now, and I think so far, if you see, I've got all my points, 100 points out of 100 points. We do quizzes. I got 80 out of 10 points. That was early on, you know. So it's like, so it tracks how you're doing, you know. and then I passed my quiz, so I showed mastery there. And again, and let me see, where am I right now? So another quiz I did redo. So for example, I could redo the quiz if I didn't score high enough. But right now, see, I'm at 79% of my points for this particular unit. So let me see where I can go. Okay, so here, I could start a whole new unit. We say it says start here, so I'm going to go ahead and do start. It's going to quiz me 5 questions in 5 to 10 minutes, and to see where I'm at. And based on that, it's going to then kind of give me a plan on how to master the content. I'll show you. Okay. Ooh, a word problem. Miguel has. I try. I just want to make sure that you guys can see. I'm that student, right? I'm that student. So I gotta work it out, right? So it says here. That Miguel has lots of candy for Halloween. He has 42 lollipops, and he has 6 times as many lollipops as he does chocolates. So he has 42 lollipops, and has 6 times as many lollipops as he has chocolates. So how many chocolates does he have? So if he has 42, I'm going to be that kid, right? Okay, I'm going to be that kid. I'm going to be like, okay, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. So he has, because 5 times 8 is 40. So he has 2. So, but he has 6 times as many lollipops. So I'm going to say, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And again, I'm trying to think I'm trying to think as a kid, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that here would go with this one, and that here would go with this one. So if he has as many, 6 times as many. So I'm going to say he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to say he has 7 chocolates. Okay. Thinking as a kid, right? Am I right? I'm right. Yay. Okay. So we're going to go to the next one. Fill in the blank to complete the comparisons. It says blank is 2 times as many as 9. So I want to say that's 18. Check. Nice work. Okay. I have 3 more questions. Ooh. Algebraic expressions here. Enzo saw 45 squirrels. He saw 45 squirrels in the park. This was 9 times as many squirrels as he saw in his yard. So this is 9. So in his yard, he saw something. So I'm going to say Y is what he saw in the yard, but then 45. So what he saw in the park was 9 times as many. So Y times 9 equals 45. I'm cheating here because I know how. I have algebra. Most kids will not be able to do that, but I'm going to look at this and I'm going to assume that he. It's asking which expression will help us find how many squirrels Y Enzo saw in his yard. So Y times 9 equals 45. Y times 9, or 9 times Y equals 45. So I'm going to say it's B, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to say it's A. Not quite. Not quite. See, it says it's not quite right? So I can get help or skip for now. I want to get some help. I want to know, why. See what it's doing here now? It gives me the problem. It says what I said was incorrect and gives me a hint. If we divide 45 into 9 equal groups, how big is each group? Okay. So 45 into 9 groups. So it's trying to tell me I got to figure out how many of these boxes goes into these 9 boxes. How many squares goes into 9 boxes to give me 45? But I'm still confused. Get another hint. 9 times Y equals 45. What is Y? Okay. So from here I'm going to be like, okay. Let's see. What does this light bulb do? The light bulb says, watch a video. Let's watch this video.
We're told that Imran is 2 years older than Dia. Dia is 2. How old is Imran? So I encourage you to pause this
How cool
video
is
and
that?
try to think about this
Okay.
yourself. How old is Imran?
It's now you get to hear the voice of an instructor now telling you how to solve this kind of problem. Okay. You might say, well, but that's not effective because if the child has a question. But often with math, it's not really about the question. It's so much more about, you know, having the time to slow down and get the content and understand what's being asked so that you can practice it, then apply it, right? What happens most of the time is you get lost because the teacher explains it and they have to walk away and you didn't quite catch it all. But here you could play back over and over again. If you're really stuck, maybe you can ask your parent and you can sit together and work it out. But I'll tell you this right now, I've had kids who had IEPs, they were had learning disabled, sit by themselves and figure it out. But they just kept on playing it over and over again and looking slowly at their own pace. Okay, that's such a powerful thing. So here I'm going to go back, and I'm going to what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this out, and I am going to check. I'm going to pick a new answer and check again. Yay! I got the right answer, right? So I'm going to keep going now. So no, the number 48 is 6 times as many as 8. Write write this comparison as a multiplication equation. So I would say 6 times 8. Not quite. Okay. Okay. Get help. Okay. 1, 2. So you have 48. It says, a multiplication equation. So it says 48 is 6 times as many times as 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what am I doing? What am I doing wrong here? Okay. 48 is 6 times as many as 8. I still don't understand it. Okay. How can we multiply? How can we multiply 6 and 8 to make 48? Okay. So I want another hint. Okay. Again, the number 48 is 6 times as many as 8. It's 6 times as many as 8 can be written in this. Okay. So 6 times 8. Okay. Can we write this in other ways? Okay. So what other way can we write? Can we write 6 times to give you 48? Maybe we can do, and we try it. We'll go here and try it again to get 48. Maybe what if I did? Because it was asking me to do it a different way, right? So what if I said 2 times 24? Not quite yet. Not quite yet, right? So now imagine as a child, you're trying to figure this thing out, right? Okay. Okay. So now, so see what it's saying now? It could be written as, so this is what I'm trying to say. We can also write one of these equations. So it could have been, and that's what I didn't do. I didn't write the full equation. I just wrote the multiplication. So I could have written 48 equals 8 times 6. 8 times 6 equals 48. 6 times 8 equals 48. So I could have done any of those things, which I didn't do. So now I can go back in here and say, okay, let me write the full equation rather than just the description of 6 times 8 without equating it to 48. So 6 times 8, where's the equal signs? Where's the equal sign on here? Oh, no. Oh, 6 times 8 equals 48. Check again. Ta-da! Got it right. So we're going to move to the next problem. And so I'm gonna stop here. But this video is not supposed to be this long. But again, you can do this and let your child just work with it. And in the beginning, you can actually sit down with them and go through a couple of them so they get into the rhythm. But imagine this. Some of you are going to say, well, my child needs a lot more support than that. But think about this. My son, I'll give you an example. My son is 2.5 years old. I give him his tablet, his Kindle. He knows how to turn it on, go to his apps. He's 2.5, and now he knows he can actually do a search and ask Daddy, how do you spell? And I'll tell him, and he would type it in Humpty Dumpty. He would type it H-U-M. He would type it in, because he really wants to do that thing, Give him the iPad. He knows how to navigate this things. Turn the volume down. Turn it on. He's 2.5 years old. Okay, he knows how to play games on there. He's playing on PJ Masks, the video game. He's jumping around and stuff. And I'm watching this. I'm thinking, okay, he has the capacity to figure things out. What we don't do is give the children the room to figure things out. In the classroom, there's so much going on that you never get a chance to catch up for a lot of kids. Here, you can put your child on this and track them. Walk back, walk through it. They earn badges, they earn reward points. You can tie allowances into them spending time in this. But imagine how much faster and how much more proficient they would be and so much more confident using something like Khan Academy. Okay? So I just wanted to share this with you real quick. This video is much longer than I wanted it to be. But if you watch this all the way to the end, I'm gonna actually do me a huge favor. Or do yourself a huge favor. I started a Facebook group called the Njoku School, and the link is in the description of this video. Join us. Join. I'm trying to build a community of parents and educators who really want to find ways to really move their kids forward. In that space, I'm going to be sharing ideas. And then also, if you are in need of direct services, I will offer services to you as well. As a parent who's like, listen, I need your help on how to get my child proficient, on point, and successful in school. And with that being said, I'll see you soon. All right, peace.